I'm Kristen Oaks-White.
And I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. With another ticket punch to Omaha, the LSU baseball Fighting Tigers again have the chance to become champions, not only on the diamond, but for the hungry folks across the state.
We all know about the Rocco's Jell-O Shot challenge, which naturally Tiger fans have dominated for the last few years. But did you know they also help local food banks? TWILA's Josh Meeks is our leadoff hitter this week with this story.
Right now, the 2025 LSU Tigers are in Nebraska, hoping to bring back another one of these plaques. But even if they don't, they're already champions at another competition in Omaha. The legend himself, Paul Skeens, tallies the number of shots bought in support of LSU at Rocco's Pizza and Cantina. At this point, they should change the name to the LSU Jell-O Shot Challenge because the Tigers have owned this competition since it started in 2019.
I mean, it's always a party. There's just a different energy when LSU is here.
At the end of every College World Series, Rocco's dishes out checks to every school competing, not just the winners. For LSU, that means the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank and the LSU Food Pantry, two organizations working hard to feed people across the state.
It's an opportunity through Jell-O Shots to support. Some money goes to the local food bank up in Omaha, which is fantastic. But then money goes to, based on the Jell-O Shot Challenge, the money goes back to the food banks that are in the area of the universities that are competing in the College World Series.
The money couldn't come at a better time. Baton Rouge Food Bank CEO Mike Manning says there have been some harsh cuts in the past year.
There's a lot of uncertainty about what food banks are going to look like in light of the new bills that are pending. There's going to be some changes to SNAP and other things. Some of those things could significantly increase the demand for assistance from food banks. So, you know, we don't know exactly how that's going to shake out, but it does present some real potential challenges for food banks to be able to provide food to those people that are hungry in our community.
Well, and especially right now with prices being high for groceries, then, you know, almost everyone needs some help right now.
In the student union, Jennifer Christina manages the LSU Food Pantry, which is open to any student looking for groceries. After the Tigers won the 2023 College World Series, Rocco's set a record of 68,888 shots sold for LSU. Each shot meant $1 for the food pantry.
We're still operating off of the funds that we were given in 2023, and we're super excited for the team to be there again this year. Obviously, we're already obviously winning the championship of the Jell-O Shot Challenge as well, but we're just excited for the publicity because we want people to remember that we're here all the time, not just during baseball season.
Yeah, we really hope it continues. I mean, a lot of people consider Omaha Baton Rouge North. So it's a really unique relationship that we have with Omaha, and you know, a lot of that is thanks to Skip and what he built for the many years that we were successful up there, and that's continued under Coach Johnson.
As we record this, the outcome of the College World Series is still unknown, but I personally am hoping that the 2025 plaque will go right over there. Reporting from Alex Box Stadium for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, I'm Josh Meeks.
The good news is you don't have to be in Omaha and you don't have to buy a shot to help, because summer will always be the neediest time of the year for food banks and pantries across the state. We have a link to donate and help out posted right now on twilatv.org. Well, Louisiana has the right climate to grow lots of forage for livestock most of the time. That was not the case in 2023 when drought left hayfields dry and brown.
Yeah, fortunately this year that's not the problem. If anything, there's been a little too much rain. But that rain did make it possible for a huge turnout at the inaugural LSU AgCenter Hay Day. The rain falling on Lloyd Dodson's farm in Red River Parish may dampen the ground, but it's not dampening the spirits of those attending the inaugural LSU AgCenter Hay Day.
We wanted to do something for the producers to where they could come out and see different brands of equipment and hear some seminars on some speakers. We're mainly talking about grass, hay, forage.
Speakers like Adam Cawhern with Precision Ag Services say the hay and forage industry is changing. He says many of the bigger producers have the big spray rigs they need, and smaller producers may need smaller equipment, like this John Deere Gator.
We're filling a niche now to where we're going after the smaller operators, those that are being often overlooked by the large operators, but yet they're too big for like a landscaping company. You know, these are going to be your hay producers, your cattle producers, forestry guys, turf turf guys, even golf courses. These are the kind of things that people need help with, but they don't have the machinery or the knowledge or the technology, or most importantly, the insurance and the permits to spray these types of herbicides.
The small size sprayers, those are really, really important to our smaller producers and even some of our bigger producers to get in those tight places with trees, to get in those corners, to be able to knock those weeds down, and then you don't have that seed spreading out into that hayfield later on.
Mitch Marsalis is the chair of the Louisiana Farm Bureau Livestock Advisory Committee. It's here where he sees that if the small sprayer still will not work, they can take to the sky to get the job done. This drone sprayer demonstration was a highlight for hay producers like Robert Moore.
My ground is real wet in the spring, and a lot of times when I need to spray, I can't get out in the field to spray for weeds or whatever. It's too wet. So there are applications where I could see that would be good.
One of our biggest inputs every year is our hay, our forages to feed our cattle through the winter. And this allows us to see better ways to grow that forage, better ways to utilize that, put that forage up as a feedstuff to be able to feed our cattle through the winter.
In this part of the state, we have a lot of hay and forage producers. We do the beef and forage field day every April. We always have a good turnout for that. That field day does tend to focus more on the beef cattle production side. So we wanted to focus more on the hay and forage production. And Mr. Lloyd Dodson was gracious enough to let us use his facility.
Josh Sally is an assistant extension agent with the LSU AgCenter. He says the fact that nearly 200 people who all care about hay and forage are under one roof is important.
It's also mainly just a networking, let them meet and greet other hay producers across the state. We have all these equipment dealers out here. It's a very unique situation where you can have just about every color and make and model tractor or hay equipment all in one location, so they can compare, different brands.
Plans are already underway to make this an annual event. If you would like to learn more about some of those vendors you saw in the video, visit our website at twilatv.org. We're wrapping up our series highlighting the 3 finalists competing for the Louisiana Farm Bureau Young Farmers and Ranchers Achievement Award. The winner will be announced at the 103rd Annual Louisiana Farm Bureau Convention in New Orleans next week.
Well, this week we take you to Vermilion Parish, where 4th-generation farmer Laura Hebert's passion and determination is driving her farm forward. From rice and crawfish to sugarcane, Laura is not just carrying on a legacy, she's building a future for the next generation. Vibrant blades of rice dance through marshy fields in Vermilion Parish as Laura Hebert carefully sows crawfish into the water. It's a rhythmic balance of nature, timing, and hard work, where every wave in the field tells a story of growth.
We've kind of had to grow with the different crops. We've done whatever it takes to keep farming. That's why I'm here today as a 4th-generation farmer. My family did what they had to farm, to make it. Growing up, Laura didn't see herself carrying on her family's farm. But a summer job alongside her father led to a deeper connection with the farm and eventually a partnership. Throughout high school, I always crawfished on the weekends, so that's kind of where I really started falling in love with the farm, but didn't think that it was something that I could do. I thought, it's a man's world. I didn't think I would succeed. I had a lot of doubts in myself. And I went to college to try and be a teacher and figured out really quick that's not what I wanted to do. Ended up working with my dad for a summer and drove the rice carts, I drove the combine, I helped with harvest, and then I was like, I'm in, I'm ready. A pivotal moment for Laura came when she stepped into a leadership role at a young age. Recognizing the need for innovation, she introduced sugarcane, a bold move that not only diversified their operation, but also opened the door to a new source of revenue. It was a tough decision to try and grow something that our family's never grown before, to step into a new field, and I had no clue what I was doing really, so I had to ask for a lot of help. And it's been great meeting new people, and it's good for the brain to start something new. It's exciting. From sugarcane to technology, Laura has brought fresh ideas to the farm. We have GPS systems on almost all the tractors now. Our spray rig is also GPS, and it'll shut off where you already sprayed, which is awesome to have. Even with modern technology on hand, successful farmers also need the grit to keep going when things fall apart. When equipment breaks down or refuses to start, Laura doesn't hesitate. She rolls up her sleeves and gets to work. being able to say I'm not afraid to go outside and fix a ditcher that's broken or fix a piece of equipment. I used to be afraid of that. I used to be terrified. I thought I would break something, or I didn't know if I would know what to do. But now it's like I've put that aside, that, you know, I'm a woman and can't do it. And now I'm like, I'm out here doing the dang thing.
As Laura tackles the demands of farming, she's shaping not just her future, but the legacy she hopes to pass on to her newborn son.
Thinking about the first time he steps on a tractor, or the first time he drives a tractor, or just seeing their face light up and share the same love that you have. I want to make sure that I'm successful for years to come, to be able to provide him a life that he can succeed. He's only 3 weeks old, and I'm already thinking about, man, what the future is going to look like, and I can't wait.
And as Laura looks to the future, there's one thing that remains constant: her unwavering love for the farm.
I walk out the door every day and know that I'm going to do something that I love. I literally love what I do every day. I'm not groaning about going to work. I'm thinking about what's the next thing that I can do to make my farm better. And I feel like it's making me better as a person and work harder to have a future for me and my family. If I had to try and go do something else, I feel like I wouldn't know where to start, to be honest. I can't imagine a future not farming.
The winner of the 2025 Young Farmers and Ranchers Achievement Award will receive a $35,000 cash prize and an all-expenses-paid trip to the American Farm Bureau Convention in Anaheim, California, to compete for the National YF&R Achievement Award in January of 2026. And Avery, this was such a great year to tell these stories because they're all new finalists. They're all very diverse, and I had a special connection with each one of them. Frankie Sotil and I showed cattle together, grew up doing that. The Lasters. My father is a poultry farmer and a cattle farmer. And then Laura Hebert, her brother, and I were actually in the same class at LSU, and she's a woman farmer, so of course I identify with that. So
I was going to say, those connections really came through in the stories.
It's easy to tell great stories when you've got great finalists like that, because they're just so inspiring, and I would not want to be the one to judge it.
I'm glad we're not the judges, but I can tell you what, your work, impeccable. Thank you very much, Kristen. Well, do you want a chance to win some money just for watching TWILA? We're asking our viewers to fill out a short survey as part of an agricultural research project. In a partnership with the Louisiana Farm Bureau and Ohio State University, we're looking at how agribusinesses communicate. All you have to do is fill out the survey, which you can find over at twilatv.org. And when the project is done, we'll pick one random winner to receive a $100 Amazon gift card. So, hey, it's not $35,000 for winning the Achievement Award, but hey, $100? Why not, just 30 minutes, about 20, 30 minutes. I took the survey myself. Not too tough.
Well, still to come on TWILA, we get schooled on the best and brightest in ag down at 4-H University.
But first, take a trip with me down to Ville Platte, where we'll bowl you over with an amazing dish. Feasting on Agriculture is next.
You're watching This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together every week.
Hi, I'm Avery Davidson. On this edition of Feasting on Agriculture, we're in Ville Platte in Evangeline Parish, where the ingredients that surround this town come together for one amazing dish. Let's check it out.
Feasting on Agriculture is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
How did Sip and Savor get started? What's the origin story there?
So Sip and Savor started when my girlfriend called me and said one of the original little classic restaurants here was looking to sell. And I had to sleep on it. And I needed to have some blessings. We're Cajuns, we're looking for signs. But the good thing was I started looking at California and New York and seeing what some of the trends were. Mm-hmm. And one of the trends we saw was sushi bowls.
So tell me about the dish you're making today.
Today we're going to take a sushi bowl and we're going to use some good Louisiana rice in it. We've made, and we're going to kind of put together a little taste of a little crawfish étouffée on one side of the bowl, and the other side we are going to grill a little bit of filet mignon. When you're creating a bowl, you're going to want to have some things that blend with both of your main proteins.
Okay.
And today our main proteins are going to be crawfish and steak.
How important was it for you to incorporate Louisiana ingredients in what you serve here at Sip and Savor?
It's people, we're in Louisiana, so it's their absolute favorite. Fresh corn, we have avocado, we're gonna have red bell pepper, we have caramelized onions. People here love caramelized onions, onion tops, and then I have a little bit of crunchy onions to put on top because we want different textures and stuff in our bowl.
You know, when I think of Ville Platte, sushi bowls is not the first thing that comes to mind.
We started a little crawfish étouffée base. Our étouffée is just so simple because you want your crawfish to shine through. So our étouffée starts with like butter, real butter makes a difference. And then we add our crawfish tails and we put a little bit of heavy cream to just make it have such a delicious, creamy kind of texture.
How did it take off that the sushi bowls became a hit here?
Well, sushi is very popular, so a lot of people travel away to enjoy it. Lafayette, Alexandria, all over, there's so much. And then when people go on other travels to visit other states and countries, they get to experience so many things. Well, this is one of the things that people really like. You can flip it now. A good Cajun girl can tell this is not gonna be long at all. We're about to pull that off.
About to pull that off. Does it help that you have a lot of the area farmers come in here?
Oh, absolutely. We're so proud of it. They love to see what they've produced and watch us do something different with it than just the same old boiled crawfish or this or that. They like seeing things created in new dishes too. I want everything to be in a beautiful line and have a little bit of uniform so that people like to eat something that looks as good as it tastes. You've heard of that. Okay.
So presentation is key.
Presentation is key.
What's going to happen with the bowl that you make today?
The bowl that we're going to make today, we are going to put on our specials for July. Because we're right at the end of crawfish season, so we got to get it in there and give people a taste. If they're going to see this on the segment, I want them to be able to come and taste it. So it will be our Cajun surf and turf is what we're calling it.
Check that out. That is
so
perfect
this
color there in the middle.
You see, we did well. You kept me distracted a little, but I think it went well.
Renee, this looks absolutely delicious. We're gonna head into the dining room, and not only are we gonna try this, we're gonna hear what a rice farmer thinks of it. Stay with us. So thanks for staying with us. Oh, Richard, hey, good to see you, my friend. Well,
hey, great to see you.
You know, we were just saying we needed a rice farmer to try this wonderful surf and turf rice bowl.
Well, this looks awesome. We love to do lunch here, and glad we met up with y'all.
Yes.
Great opportunity.
Come on,
let's go see what we got.
Join us.
Let's have a seat. You know, when you look at the main ingredients in this, Richard, the rice, the crawfish, and the steak, that's all things grown right here in Evangeline Parish, and then the corn just adds to it as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we got Monkey just finished having the corn festival here just north of us. You know, we got a lot of cattle produced in this area. We got a lot of rice produced in this area. In fact, I think this medium grain rice and this Evangeline Parish is synonymous on medium grain consumption.
Exactly.
We love our medium grain rice and a lot of our products, and the creativity of her coming up with these sushi bowls when she opened this venue, it was very exciting. So it's a great opportunity when you put all the flavors in. I can't say enough about what crawfish does to it. It just tops it off. And we are at the end of the season. We do have crawfish year-round, hopefully, but at the end of the day, it is the end of the season, and it's a great way to celebrate a much better season we've had in the past, and great to have someone sharing some of this stuff with us as well.
What's it like coming to a place and having a dish where it may actually be the rice that grew in your fields served to you?
It's always a prideful thing whenever you can sit down and share your story with your customers on the farm to table component, and Renee's done a fabulous job sharing our stores on our behalf. But when we can do it together, it just makes it that much stronger and more fulfilling, if you will, at the end of the day, because our goal is to feed as many as we can in this world each and every day. But we forget to tell our story to our local folks on the importance of food, the security involved in it, and for us to survive, we have to eat. And when you know where your food comes from and you can build that relationship, it just exemplifies our opportunities.
We've been moving our jaws a lot, but we haven't been eating anything.
Y'all need to eat. Y'all need to taste.
All right. Richard, you do the honors, man.
So I'm gonna do the honors.
Yeah.
So what all did y'all prepare for us today?
We have crawfish, and that's been cooked in a little etouffee. Fresh corn. We have fresh corn that we shucked. We have onion tops. We have avocado, and we have some delicious red bell pepper. So it's some very friendly ingredients.
And then, of course, the base being medium grain rice.
Yeah, I see it down in here.
We infused Asian and Cajun, so we're going to call it Cajun.
Well, let's see how it tastes.
I hope it's better than Justin Wilson.
Delicious.
You enjoying those flavors, the freshness?
What I like is the textures, or the textures, because I had some of the steak first, then I got a little bit of the etouffee, and the crunchy onions really surprise you.
They do.
Everything here is healthy, and everything here is good for you at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
There's nothing that we provide that doesn't make a better dish and make our nutrition buds
good
jump with flavor in here for sure.
I'm so glad.
Richard, you grew some pretty good rice, man. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I think you got a future at this farming thing.
Well, I might figure it out one day.
If you would like to learn more about Sip and Savor or any of these fine Louisiana ingredients, whether it's Louisiana crawfish, Louisiana beef, or Louisiana rice, visit our website at twilatv.org. Thank you for joining us for Feasting on Agriculture. I'm Avery Davidson. I'm going to keep eating.
Feasting on Agriculture was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
Time now for this week's TWILA Boost, and we're celebrating Louisiana 4-H.
This week was 4-H University at LSU, which was their 111th year hosting.
Is our first question. Top 6 answers on the board. It's going to come up. I believe it. Here we go. What music artist or group is overrated? What you got? Into the mic, please.
Taylor Swift.
More than 1,400 kids, teens, agents, and volunteers attended this year. Key events included a talent show, robotics competition, and a fashion program. Kids at the event learned teamwork, public speaking, problem solving, and much more. We hope that everyone had a great time this year.
I had a great time with them on Thursday night for that as well. Well, that does it for this edition of TWILA. We'll have an encore presentation of our show next week because the entire TWILA team will be at the 103rd Annual Louisiana Farm Bureau Convention in New Orleans. We'll bring you a great show from there in 2 weeks.
Until then, you can watch all of our stories online at twilatv.org and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find all of these stories on our YouTube channel and be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you know when we put out new content.
For all of us here at TWILA, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.